NFL 24. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' sure-handed wide receiver. He's coming off one of his biggest games in both yards and touchdowns last week. It's the Raiders and the Steelers, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Acrisure Stadium on the north shore of the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Pickett sets up play action.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
A first carry for Najee Harris.
And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Well, this defense for the Raiders very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field.
They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
That is taken in by the tight end Mayer.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 22-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Throwing, Jones. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It'll only be a loss loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Jones now on 3rd down, eluding the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession.
They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their 2nd straight victory.
But they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 19 carries for an even 100 yards.
Hey, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw there, hauled in by Claypool.
That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First and 10, here's Pickett. A short one there to Freiermuth.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and a yard.
Harris running straight ahead, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Pickett. Right side, Claypool's got it.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down.
You look at this Raiders defense.
They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on, because you're talking about where they rank in stopping the run. Well, how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
He gets it complete to Harris. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On the give, this is Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Looking to throw, Pickett.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalled.
Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in 1st place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that 1st round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Now this throw caught left side. 36 yards on the play.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage.
Nice linebacker play.
Now Jones.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 25-yard line. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. Pickett finding Claypool, good for Pittsburgh first. Now Pickett. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Pickett back to throw. Claypool with another catch.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Chase Claypool.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Off the play fake, Jones. And quickly, he just gets that ball out of there. Not quite sure what he was doing, and here comes the flag.
We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Jones to throw on 2nd down. This is caught by Hearns. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense.
defensive backs in speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh offense set to go to work once again.
5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes, too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
This is taken at the 18. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense.
The big fella!
Big strides, look at him go. Inside the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Michael Mayer.
73 yards.
And the Raiders have regained the lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides. But sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's Pickett.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 27-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. A short one there to Freiermuth.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Pickett now on 1st down.
And it's caught. And in for Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point put through by Succo, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones throwing the out route incomplete. It's Tucker. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
And he'll go down at the 28. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, and it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. We'll stay in the AFC South as we make the trip to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And that one's gone to halftime with the visiting Jags out in front. Travis Etienne, a touchdown run in that first half. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Deontay Hardy, a touchdown reception. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, yeah. Likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Off-play action. Jones.
This is caught by Tucker.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. The extra yardage, but somehow continue.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Now Jones throwing on first down.
Open man is Myers. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And a short pickup there down to about the 9.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Looking to throw. Jones. He finds Hearns left side. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now Jones.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From 4 yards out.
And the Raiders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an...
I guess pass interference doesn't exist in this game.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And Hall not going to bring this one out.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Throwing on third down. Here's Pickett.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Taken in at the 11.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. Throwing the out route, and I think the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Steelers.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Here's Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Jones now on 1st down. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down.
Got his man. It's Tucker complete.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to stretch out their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
No run back here for Hall, and this will come out to the 25. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their 25-yard line.
Harris will start the drive out. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Pickett. Open man completes it to Claypool.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Let's go now.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Let's go, boy. Let's go.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
On the draw, it's Harris. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. That's now consecutive 5-yard carries to pick up the first down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 63 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They run again with Harris. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Succo. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to boot it away, Riley Dixon. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to. And right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score. But they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This time they face a 3rd and 2. This is complete. Finds his man Hearns. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the first down yardage. A big play that time on the catch and run. 38 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Now Jones. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Jones. He finds his man, complete. It's Myers. And they're going to stop him short of the first down as he's tackled at about the 21.
Now an injured player here will get a stoppage, and they're attending to Mac Jones, the quarterback. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, are going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed. It's a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And Hall not going to bring this one out. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a toss play. It's Harris. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
98 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Looking to throw, Pickett. Finding Johnson on the out route, that's complete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He's going to go for a big play downfield, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. The 39-yard punt, a return of 5.
The Raiders now set to get the football back.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Again, it's Taylor.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs. To throw on 2nd down, Jones. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 7. Back to throw, Pickett. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. Now we'll pause for an injury here. That's George Pickens, the receiver who's in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Harris running straight ahead. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett.
No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
On third down, here's Harris. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Succop's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3, but I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Now the Vegas offense heading back out there.
Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open, but you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Back to throw. Jones.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain.
Yeah, and on third down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force fourth down.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line.
So here's Pickett and the Steelers. Down by 5. 1:54 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Pickett's throw complete to Freiermuth.
I like what they did there, still keeping their tight ends involved. They understand it's not quite Hail Mary time just yet.
Here's second down and 3. Pickett to throw. That's to Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers first down as they get this up to the 34-yard line.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Pickett.
And that is incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage
super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
And that's the type of run that they're looking for because they'll need to continue to rely on them to move the sticks in this tight game in order to preserve this lead.
It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away.
We'll run here with Taylor.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 8.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now it's the Steelers' turn. Trailing in this one now. A little under 40 seconds to go. They've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here's Pickett. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Pickett, 4th down, desperation time.
And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders are going to win the football game. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer Tim Karen said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for Las Vegas, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.